Welcome to Shelor Select. The whole system will be ready in a few minutes. Take your seat and enjoy.
So, we have the Chiltons on tonight.
It's official.
For New Year's Eve special, the Chiltons on the podcast. What's up, y'all?
Doing good.
New Year's Eve.
Well, thank you for having us over,
You're very welcome.
especially for New Year's Eve. Right?
Have a few beers we got going on here. I got this double box celebrator. Shout out to Lynn.
Hooking you up, yeah.
Hooking me up. So anyway.
How is it?
I like it. I don't know if it's an IPA. It just says
Bach.
Bavarian
I think it's
double Bach.
Bach is I think a style.
A double Bach.
Yeah, I'm not a beer aficionado by any means, but so anyway. So we're coming out of 2020, going into 2021. Do you have hope? High hopes?
I do have high hopes. High hopes.
What do you think? We're going to come out of this, or we're going to be it's going to be like the war in 20s coming up?
Probably. Have you seen some of those pictures, those like memes on
That's the reason I said that.
Insta, where people are like, once the world reopens back up, and they're like going out to,
Well, I can see it.
going out to McDonald's, and they're like ball gown dress.
It's all going to start being back in our
Ball
suit
gown.
and ties,
Yeah,
dressing up.
We will have your finest ice cream if the machine is working.
exactly.
It's not working.
I kind of like that,
Nothing's
though.
changed.
Like dressing up more than what I used to, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know. I always feel good when I wear like a suit and tie and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, like a power move almost.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been
But-
wearing like sweatpants since.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that style, but like, you just got a whole new mantra, I guess, on yourself. For me, anyway.
Yeah.
It's like a Joss wedding. I was like, man, feeling
Damn,
good.
look
Yeah.
at
You look good.
Oh,
You
yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
It all
Look good,
comes
feel
together.
good. You do stuff good.
That confidence in there, dude. Yeah.
No, I hear you.
But so anyway, but yeah, looking for the vaccine coming out. I don't know. I think we got high hopes coming on, but
Hopefully.
I don't know. I'm still a little hesitant to take it right now. But
I know a few people who've gotten it.
really,
Have already
have they
taken
said? Have they just one dose or both?
All of them that I know have only gotten the first dose so far.
Isn't the second dose like a couple months after or something?
I think it's like 20 some
So
days.
I was
or
gonna say a
something.
month.
Oh, so
Yeah,
not
28
even
days.
close to what I just said.
No,
Okay.
yeah, you're a little off.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's close
But-
if you don't think about it. But
Yeah, so I don't know.
so like
I mean,
essentially a month between shots or whatever.
yeah. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I was just thinking about like that new strand and everything like that.
The one in the UK.
Well, it's in America.
Oh, is
it's in
it?
Colorado.
I didn't know that.
Because when I was home for Christmas, my dad likes to watch the nightly news.
Nice.
So I watched the news with him.
Is that the only state it's in right now?
I doubt it because
Oh.
the person that has it is like lives in Colorado, and apparently like he's in his 20s maybe. Don't quote me. I think he's in his 20s and he hasn't traveled anywhere. So he obviously got it from someone else. So I think the other day it said Colorado was the news that I watched, and then I think I read that it also like in California.
Are the symptoms different from the current one? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm assuming it's probably similar, but
It's just more contagious, I think is what they're saying.
Yeah.
because that's like the flu. The flu has the A and B. Isn't that
Right.
right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Anyways, hopefully on to better times.
Well, this is why I'm still kind of hesitant, because if I got it, I think I'll be okay. But I want a little bit more research. I mean, I'm not against it by any means, but I don't know. Like everyone I know who's gotten the COVID yet has been okay, pretty much.
Right.
And what is it, like a 0.003% death rate? I mean, I don't mean to be that.
States, it is.
Sound
It's like
bad by any
almost
means,
1%.
but when you go to the whole world population and the death rate, like for us, it's like if you only have like what underlying health factors.
Yeah, if they're I mean, I guess it depends on a lot, and I'm not a medical professional or anything like
No,
that.
yeah.
But a lot of the people that it sounds like that are having the hardest time with it have had, other conditions that are increase your risk or you have higher risk factors for other things that in general, if you're in poor health, you're more at risk.
Right.
Which is also true about. A lot
I don't
of
know.
other
I
things,
don't
like-
want it. So
Well,
Yeah, I don't want it by any means either. But so I mean,
not
that
saying-
kind of goes along with the flu and other stuff like that, though. I mean, I'm sure that affects a lot. You had the flu last year.
yeah.
It fucked you up pretty hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the first. I think I had the flu, maybe like more like stomach flu as a kid, where it was really bad. But then I think I think I actually had the real full blown flu last year, and that's where I had like the fever and the body aches and the shivering and stuff like that. I mean, Sarah was like taking care of me pretty much. Like
I was like, we're going to the doctor.
we're into the CVS.
James is like never hot, so when he has like my heated blanket on him, like I'm like, we're gonna go to the doctor in the morning.
Nice. Hey, calm down over there.
They're like, they can't.
Well,
But yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we wouldn't. It's like like you were saying. Like I'm not against any vaccine. I've taken vaccines.
Yeah, I've done them my whole life.
Things, but it did come out very fast.
yeah, it's like created in months, and most of them have like years of research, right?
And and they have a lot of testing and trials and stuff. Again, I'm not discounting it.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm shitting on it by any means, but I just
And I'm not saying and I'm not one of the, what do they call, anti-vaxxers?
yeah.
Don't believe that you shouldn't have any vaccines or whatever.
Oh, absolutely not.
But it's nothing like that. It's more of like
Give us all the vaccines.
we just like to know a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And in our case, I mean, we're young and healthy at this point in our lives. The risk is relatively low, and can't know the future, but if the vaccine is probably better off for someone who's more high risk, it's probably better for them to take it than it would be for us to take it. But
Well, supposedly, I mean, if we got it, we healed up or whatever, we got 3 months of immunity, right?
Yeah.
right,
So I don't know. Is it better just to get it then and
like smallpox,
just fight it off
or
and like
not
have herd
smallpox.
immunity
Oh my God,
and
not smallpox. Oh
My God.
Chickenpox, not smallpox. I actually just listened to a podcast earlier that they were talking about how smallpox is pretty much eradicated, and there's only 2 countries that have any form of the virus, which is the United States and Russia. And there was an agreement to essentially they had eliminated it worldwide. I think the only case that they had remaining was like a really gnarly strain, and they kind of like that person. I think either the person died or like they survived, and that was like the last case. There's been no other outbreaks, but we pretty much have eradicated that disease compared to any other disease. I mean, obviously COVID's going around, but something like smallpox they've had like no new cases or something like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I thought that was kind of interesting that it used to be really, really prevalent, but they don't have any cases anymore. And the only active strains are in Russia and the United States. So I guess if they go to war, they just throw syringes at each other or something. I don't know. But there was like some agreement where all the other countries are going to destroy all their samples in case there was so that no one else could get contaminated. Like, I don't know, maybe escaping like a lab or something like that. Like the rumor is.
yeah, I mean, that's like the story of a fucking movie, right?
Yeah, it was like the Hot Zone or something like that.
I
That was a
don't know.
book. I don't know if it's a movie too.
But I mean, even in the United States, was it Galveston, Texas? They have all those.
Is that where it is? Like
Well, I know I don't know if it's Galveston, but somewhere in Texas they have like a lab of all these different diseases where they study, and kind of like how in Wuhan where this COVID could have came out of or whatever. But they do have a lab like that, and it would just. I mean, who knows? What if that exploded one day?
Right.
Or somebody, or like you're saying, like Russia, what if they got pissed off and found out a way to get in there and get samples out and just release hell in the United States?
I just recently, didn't they, that they had killed somebody, like they're, or disappeared somebody or something like that, or they had essentially attacked like what is their CIA, KGB or something like that?
Yeah, KGB.
Someone like that, one of their operatives or whatever was like, I guess he was planning to defect or something like that. And this is probably 75% wrong, but that they had somebody, they infected their clothing or something like that with like something radioactive, and it killed them eventually. And I can't remember what it was. It wasn't smallpox, obviously, but
I don't know what
Like,
you're talking
This
about.
is recent?
yeah, it was recent. It's like the Russia was killing or killed off, or was one of their agents was planning on defect or something like that, and they essentially someone attacked them or put radioactive.
Are you sure this wasn't a House episode we watched recently?
No,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. Like,
Does this sound like a
Well, like, I mean-
storyline of a house episode?
well, like there was
Yeah.
there was an older case where like somebody got like injected with there was like a umbrella, and it's like James Bond stuff, where there was like the tip of it had like a radioactive, like it was like a radioactive grain of rice that was like essentially they walked up behind me and like stabbed the guy in the leg, and he didn't know. He just thought he got like attacked with like someone poked him with an umbrella, but at the end of it had like radioactive material So he died
Wait,
from
when
radiation.
did this happen?
Oh, this is a while ago.
Oh.
I've heard of
I was
this,
like,
but I've heard recently that someone else got smoked because they were killed similarly. Like they were attacked with something radioactive. Like they put it in, like I said, they put it in their clothes, or they put it in their food or something like
I
that.
haven't heard of that.
I don't know, but I thought I heard that recently. But anyways,
Like this was going on inside Russia, like their own.
yeah, I was like there. I imagine it could have been played up a little bit, or
Well, of course. I mean,
dramatized,
some
but
journalists got it and had
someone from like Russia, like essentially knocked off one of their own folks who was either, getting ready to defect or go, or just was stepping away, and there was some kind of risk. I don't know. I mean, Putin is like the all-seeing eye over there, isn't he? Anyways,
Did you hear that story? I think you have with about the Patriot Center
the Patriot Center,
and Putin.
like the Patriot Center. In,
What's his Kraft? Ken Kraft, Kurt Kraft.
With the
His ring,
Super Bowl ring.
his Super Bowl ring. Did you hear
I
that
heard something
story?
about that. Is that I don't know.
I'm-
I heard that, but
I don't know if
any
it's
details.
true, but have you heard it?
No.
So the Patriot Center, is that Kurt Kraft, Ken Kraft, something Kraft, Ben Kraft? So anyway, should have got my
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft, that's
yeah.
it. But anyway,
Bob. We know. Bob.
it's old Bob. He went and visited Putin in Russia, and he was like, "Oh, let me see your." Putin was like, "Let me see your ring, his Super Bowl ring." Kraft gave it to him, and he was like, "I like this," and he just walked away. And he thought it was like a joke or whatever, and he's like, "No, hey, yeah, give me my ring back." And like his guards stopped him, and I don't know how much of this is true, but they stopped him. And was like, "No, it's his now."
Wow.
And I was like, "Is that how it works over there?"
Right, I guess so.
But
I mean, he probably had like that sniper's dot on him or something like that the entire time, like that red dot. It's just kind of like you see in the movies where, like, hey, would you like to just
Back away.
back away? Exactly right. Yeah.
Leave the ring and back away.
damn, that's like, is that a power move? It's like
Yeah,
your Super Bowl
mean-
ring.
Let me look at that.
I was like, well, I mean, why does he? Is he a big football fan, or is he just? I mean, I'm sure there's rings are like what, hundreds of thousands.
But have you heard the argument that he's probably the richest person in the world?
Putin?
Putin?
No.
Like because he essentially is a dictator over there. I mean, like they have elections, but it's like 100%.
I'm just gonna win.
99% for Putin. I can't remember how it works, but like there's like this Russian, like the oligarchs, and that are like the folks that have this insane amount of wealth that's really not declared. They don't declare it. And it's like what's the guy's name? The investor. He's an American. Drawing a blank. Yeah.
Gecko?
Okay, so,
Mike Gecko. Is there a movie on him? I don't know.
Gordon Gecko.
Yeah, Gordon Gecko.
Okay, so Steve Jobs. You're like, okay, we know his net worth because the company is worth this much or whatever. We know Bill Gates is worth this much because this company is like this, but because those are like public companies. Whereas like over in Russia, those are not public companies, but people have like almost an infinite source of money or whatever. And the rumor is, or the conspiracy theory is, that Russia is essentially, or all those people all work for Putin. So that's all like his stuff, like all his companies and stuff like that. If that makes, I don't know. I'm doing a bad job of it, but essentially it'd be like he's kind of like the dictator, and all the wealth kind of falls into him. So he's potentially the richest person in the world because he runs the country. Does that make sense?
Was Russia a rich country anyway?
I mean, I would say.
I mean, like Moscow and stuff. I'm
like
assuming is.
they have like a lot of like raw materials and resources and stuff like that, oil and things like that. She can come in here.
Okay, but
I don't know. That's my tinfoil hat going on, like the conspiracy. Like I said, I just heard it. I'm not, I'm not a Russian historian or anything like that, but I've heard like there's a lot of dirt. What do they call it? Dirty money or something like that. There could be a link to him. I mean, obviously with.
ain't that where Rocky goes to train when he fights?
It's like Siberia or something.
Is
Which is probably
that
the greatest training montage ever,
Dude.
like for a movie.
You gotta have a good training montage in an '80s movie, early '90s. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast where he was talking to Brian Callen about how like Sylvester Stallone's like a really good painter. Apparently,
Who?
Sylvester Stallone.
He's a good painter.
Apparently, he's a really good painter. He's a good artist.
That's, hey, welcome.
Thanks.
Welcome to the show.
Just got another guest.
It's a New Year's Eve special.
Got everybody here.
Like I said, the last one of the year.
I thought about like if I had like a big mic or whatever. You know how like Burt Kreischer and Tom Segura doing a big,
that big ass one.
yeah, and like doing a big New Year's Eve special and just have mics all around and we all just
Talk.
have talk and drinks and just get crazy. But anyway, so you got any good goals for 2021? Very cliche question.
I actually have not thought about it. So,
I know, I haven't really either.
I mean, what I feel like what I've been doing has been going pretty good so far. It's been working.
Just
I'm
keep
not
riding that
saying, it's
wave.
not like I've made it or anything. I'm not saying like I made it, but I would just, I don't know, maybe my goal would be to, I guess, more academic. Like again, trying to go to grad school here soon, so maybe to where spend a little more effort and not effort like I was slacking off or something like that. But I get put more of my energy in
Get a little bit more
school and
studious.
stuff like that because it's starting to get real. I did my prereqs and now the real thing will be starting up pretty soon. So
When's that starting? You think?
odds are that I would probably start in the fall, so
Okay.
end of the year. So
At Chapel Hill.
I have to take yeah their online program
Nice.
or a hybrid program, however it goes. We'll see.
Like you'd have to go to campus like so many times
Yeah,
for
I
a
think
semester.
there's an option. You could do the hybrid or you could do the online. And online is like totally 100% online, and then hybrid you could go down. I think you go down a couple times a month, or you go down.
What do you just meet with your
10 months.
classmate and your professors?
I'm not
and-
sure. They kind of have a description of like the format and options for the online. They show you, hey, here's an example of what your hours may be like if you're doing the online, and then the hybrid would be like you'd meet up periodically, either if you're doing a project or a paper or something like that with either a group or your advisor or your professor or things like that.
Yeah.
You'd be a little more hands-on, but I don't know how that's going to work out with COVID. So
So
What about
just like-
you? Do you got goals?
Um,
some
I
goals?
don't know. Like I've never really liked the whole.
Make
You have
a
to,
goal.
yeah, make a goal, make a resolution.
are you just
because
going to ask me that question and then shit all over?
well,
it?
no, I'm not shitting on. No, I'm not shitting on it by
Just
any
kidding.
means. But like like I do like think about like I'll write down stuff and be like, all right, I want to do this year. But like and like halfway through the year, I still do that stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's just like because 6 months from now things might change, and it's like I want to do something new now.
Yeah.
Like this didn't really come into effect until like late 2020. Like when we go to Red Robin, like November, October. That's when I was kind of like,
Yeah, we
maybe
want
that's more.
that.
Yeah, like I guess that was more in the fall, and I was like, yeah, why not? So
Yeah, definitely make sure you say that so that you can look back after all like the 1,000 episodes or whatever it is. And you'd be like, when did we start? Oh yeah, it was
I don't
November,
know about
Red
1,000
Robin,
episodes.
November 11th. Anyways,
But no, I mean, no, I think
do you think maybe you have like a theme or something like that? Of hey, there's maybe maybe not like a certain thing. Like a lot of people have a very specific like, hey, I want to lose this much weight, or I want to. I want to gain this much, or I want to do this X, Y, Z. Rather than you think, hey, I want to make more of like a broader concept.
yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
sort of, yeah,
Does it make sense?
because like, yeah, just you better watch that.
Dude, I've already gotten my shoes. It's wet. The corner is wet.
But like, wow, continuously work out. I mean, that's never changed in the last 7 or 8 years. And then, I think some of like my training might change. It's like how we've been talking about our new programming and stuff that we might want to do. And it's just like, well, I don't really need to train Invictus athlete anymore because my goal.
But you guys kind of like rotate anyways, like to try to test out new
Yeah.
things just to see like
But-
what you guys like.
And I wanted to get off that athlete Invictus just because it's like, man, this is. I mean, I don't know how James felt, but it was killing me.
crushed into the
Yeah, like I look forward to Thursdays and Sundays and just not do anything.
Which
'Cause
was a programmed rest day.
I mean,
Right.
and I got super strong off of it. And in the beginning, it was fun, but then it was like 6 months in, I was like, God.
Just like wear and tear.
Yeah, and I was almost just dreading the gym. I was like,
Yeah.
and usually that's like okay,
Your
here we
go-to.
go. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Your happy space, right?
Yeah. Go down there and talk shit with the bros and and tell lies and all that good stuff. Yeah.
You've been lying to us?
Yeah, I lied to everybody down there. But anyway, but yeah, that was like, and then it was just like, man, this is just not even fun for me anymore. And now it's back to where it's like, okay, yeah, hell yeah, this workout's going to suck, but I'm hyped for it. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but like now we've been on the chalk program for like a year and a half. Is that what we said?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
So we've been exploring
Yeah, that's what James was saying. That he
Yeah.
was telling me
So we tried out the power at Johnny Wad for a couple of weeks, right? And it was okay,
Power
but
athlete, Johnny Wand,
like you said, though, it's more of a strength conditioning.
Yeah, general strength
not
conditioning.
CrossFit-ish.
What do y'all want? Both.
We try. I mean, not there's anything wrong with any of that,
Yeah.
but I mean, maybe Chris.
No,
may feel
yeah, I
the same
agree.
way, but-
There was like no really gymnastics in it. Like the pull-ups were ring pull-ups, and like so it wasn't more of the fun gymnastics stuff. It was still like throw the weight around and stuff, but we're still looking for that. All right, let's do bar muscle ups and snatch, and for me, then go run or whatever.
Right.
And they have cycles. Like Power Athlete has cycles and things like that, and they I think they do a good job for like if you're trying to get like really strong, that is a great program. But I think I mean we want to try more of the CrossFit things like saying like the gymnastics and stuff like that. Like let's say like the Open, we talked a couple times about that. Like maybe that's not the best program to do the Open because you're not going to do a lot of the movements. Whereas like we're trying out a program right now. It's Lynchpin. That is the guy Pat Sherwood who used to write for Main Site CrossFit. So it's legitimately just going to be CrossFit. So just trying new things, learning that.
Yeah. And I feel like that's more my style too. Get in there like an hour, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
Then do whatever. You don't have to spend 2 hours working
Right.
out. So
I mean,
and you still get to do everything like some strength.
Right. It's a little bit of everything.
And then
Yeah.
I mean,
just all around balance. I mean, like now it seems like I'm just kind of just preparing for life.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. With the Invictus Athlete, you felt like you're crushing to the earth like all the time. Like the end of the week, you were like, "Man, I am so damn sore." So that by the time Monday rolls around, I remember being like, "I'm super sore on Monday." Monday is like the day you come in, you're like, "I feel good. I had a nice rest day on Sunday or Saturday or whatever," and then Monday you're like, "Yeah, I was rode hard, hung up wet, man. It was awful." So, but looking forward to something new.
Yeah, change the pace. Keep the body guessing.
We have Fran tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah, I can't wait.
First of the year.
I'm really nervous about it, dude. As I sit here and drink beer, I haven't done it. I honestly haven't. I don't think I've done it in what. I think last time I did, I may have done it with Chad, but it was like a heavy version of Fran.
I just realized tomorrow's Friday too on the way over here. I was like, oh, weird.
All kind of runs together.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at a calendar in like a week and a half.
No. But no, another one, I was like, I want to keep doing this. I got really worried that like out of 2 episodes, I'd probably be like, all right, I got my fix. I don't know if I want to keep doing this.
For the
But
podcast?
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to
No.
But going back to the goal thing, but I was kind of like, like maybe, I feel like I want to do it. And I was really worried it'd be one of those things that, like I just said, you do something for a couple weeks and you're like, all right, I'm over it.
But you could give yourself a year, like a year-long goal.
Well, that's
of,
what,
doing it, and then
I mean, it brings us together, and that's kind of what I like about it. And like,
Yeah.
you actually sit down and bullshit and talk about stuff, and like
Right.
learn new things, like you were talking about earlier, the Colorado strand or whatever.
oh yeah,
Maybe I shouldn't name it that, but
No. the UK.
I think it's
But
actually like the term is Boulder, Colorado.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
James.
I'm just kidding. Gosh, it's a joke. It's a bad
Not
joke.
funny.
but yeah, do that.
Do you know anybody in Boulder?
Yeah, my cousin.
Oh shit! Sorry. Aspen? No. Shit.
Aspen,
This didn't go the way I thought. Sorry, I didn't.
California. But no,
No
that
people there
and,
too.
Oh damn it! All right. Well, sorry.
that and try to read more, I guess.
Yeah,
Been trying to do that.
I bought a book today at Target.
What'd you buy?
I don't remember.
Oh what?
It's probably a thriller.
Oh my god!
Is that your
all
type of
thrillers.
speed, like a murder?
Yeah,
Mystery
murder
documentary?
mysteries are where it's at. You
Oh.
know, a good love story every now and then is good too.
Can it be both?
It can be.
Thriller, love, mystery.
Sure, can be.
Are those the books that you see when there's like the Fabio guy and it has like the lawn flowing locks on like the front or something like that?
Are those the ones I go for? No.
Yeah. Okay, all right, just asking.
Honestly, I almost didn't get one, and then I was like, I saw this one last minute, and I was like, oh, this one sounds pretty good.
Do you go through like a book a week? 2 weeks?
Probably like
I mean, she can hammer.
if it's good, I have a really hard. I'm like very similar when it comes to like binge watching a show. Like I have a really hard time if it's really good. I have a really hard time with being like, all right, turn it off, and like casually watch it.
Yeah.
I'm very much like a
Binge
binger,
reader.
and so kind of the same thing with reading. I mean, like I probably won't read it in like one night, but like
Damn.
I can read it. If it's good, if it like has a good hook and it's hooked me early, like I'm like, all right, I gotta know what happens. And so I ended up staying up like real late and just like reading.
Are you one of those readers who can just read it the page once and know exactly what you just read and memorize it and keep going?
Well, I don't memorize.
Well, I mean, but you
yeah.
can comprehend it,
Retain.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, retain. There you go.
Yeah, in some books that it's like, all right, well, this is good. It's like hooked me, but like this is like, there's some books that are kind of like slow getting going, and so I have a hard time with those. But they've like hooked me, so I want to know what happens. So then I'm like, sometimes like I skim the page, and I'm like, all right, I get what's going on.
Oh.
I don't do that very frequently, but every now and then there's like some books that I'm like, all right, you guys, there's too much fluff right here. Like, next.
Can you put down a book, like, so you read half of it and you're just not feeling it? Do you just put it down? Or do you feel like you have to complete it?
No, I can put it down. There was one this past year that Jenny gave me, and I don't even remember what it was called, because me and Jenny read a lot of the same books.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll pass books back and forth, you know, like, she'll buy a book and she'll be like, you'll love this one, you know, and vice versa. So she gave me one, and she was like, I think you'll like this one. And I got, I don't know, maybe halfway through, and I'm like, this is boring. Like, is it ever going to get going? And Jenny was like, well, it takes a little bit. And I'm like, well, am I there yet? Because it's still not going for me. So that was probably the first book all year that I've, like, I can't finish this book. And there was one that Lauren gave me that,
Ooh, which book did you give her?
I'm sure I didn't read.
like Island Summer or Summer something. I don't know. Endless Summer. I don't know what it was called. And I maybe got 2 pages into it, and I was like, this is super slow. I haven't given up on that one. Then it hooked me. 2 pages in, I had to pass. So, yeah. I like to read, though, so.
Can you speed read?
What does that mean?
Like, you know, like some people just flip the page and they instantly know everything on the.
I mean, I would.
They can go through like a whole book in like an hour.
Oh no, not an hour.
I've always like wondered if that's real.
I like to read, and I feel like I read pretty fast, but I don't. I mean, it would probably, if it's a good book, it would take me like, you know, at least a day to read. Yep.
No, I've always wondered if that's real though, because I've heard of people doing it. So.
Like speed reading.
Yeah, like they can just go through a whole, like literally like a textbook and then tell you everything.
No way, not me.
I don't know if it's like photographic memory things or.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay, I don't either. But I've always like looked up stuff like how do you do it and stuff.
I
Yeah.
think it's probably like one of those like what's the guy? A Beautiful Mind. Like is the movie with Russell Crowe is like based on him. Where
is Tom Hanks in that movie?
No. Tom Hanks. I don't know.
No, wait, maybe I'm thinking something different.
Russell Crowe was the guy where he was like a savant where he was able to like read anything and retain it, and then incredible math skills and things like that. And he broke the code in the.
Is it kind of like Rainmaker?
It's like World War I or World War II. Anyways, he was able to like that. Like he could just retain anything that he read.
I used to have this job. I was a janitor at a university.
Oh, yeah, word.
What?
Were you a Boston Street tough?
Yeah, and I would just walk into rooms and solve the math equations on the board and just leave.
Did you tell people how if you know? Do they like apples a lot? Like if they like?
Yeah,
like
I let them know I've read the same books and stuff. What's going on over there?
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Well, everything's down.
Is this the right side up?
Yeah, and then just flip the iPad a little bit.
Is that new?
Yeah.
You got it for Christmas?
Yeah.
Nice.
I guess.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it's in
yeah, it don't matter. We'll figure it out later.
Have you been playing with it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the one that me and you talked about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I mean, I like it. I mean, it's good for if I'm really want to make sure I can do stuff like for work with it, but some of my software doesn't like Apple, so that's the only issue. But for the most part, yeah, I mean, just sitting around the house and looking up stuff and
Using your stylus pen?
Yeah, well, not as much as I thought I would because it writes pretty well, but there's some stuff like you click in it and it starts writing rather than like you're trying to use it as a mouse, I guess. If that makes sense. And then you're like, then it writes and then it'll put like a dot in a search bar and you got first world problems. You got to hit delete and actually type it in. And
That's
no, I mean, for For what I do, yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Cool.
I mean, I feel like it's just an iPhone, but
Bigger.
yeah, bigger and no
Yeah.
phone. So, but like the iMessages and stuff come up on that, and I can just type. I like typing my text rather than having to get on and do this.
Yeah, thumb
So,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Your text messages have been very eloquent in the past.
I feel like I'm so good.
He's trying to get more
Look at these
details.
hard pauses.
Yeah, like you start
There's
typing, it's like, yeah, I don't have to shorthand
There's
anything.
even accent marks. I think he rolled his R's on the text. I don't know how you do that. He was like speaking Spanish. Like, I don't know. It's incredible. I don't know.
There was a girl in my psychology class in college who had her like iMessage set up with her Mac, and I would just like she would just
Read
the
her messages?
whole class, the
Just
whole
text?
I mean, she'd sit right beside me, and so like yeah, she would just text her boyfriend the whole class, and it was
Sounds
just,
like she was getting a
she's
lot
just
out of
like- And I'm like, okay, just simmer down.
So anyways, I had to stop.
married
So
now,
anyways,
so-
I had to stop texting Sarah in class. No, I was kidding.
Nice.
I was like, I keep getting in trouble. I'm typing all the time. I'm like,
Well, no.
yeah, I just randomly bought 2 books also. You were talking, I know it's back to the book thing, but like Steve Rinella's book, the World or Outdoor Survival and
Outdoor survival kit.
You gonna
Yeah,
survive out in the
I don't know.
wild?
well, I don't know. I like listening to his.
Yeah, he's
podcast
cool.
and
He's
all
good.
that,
You know who he
and,
is?
like,
He's a big
meat
hunter.
eater. Yeah.
Is
Anyway.
that the guy we watched a show one time?
Yeah.
Okay.
On
He has a show on Netflix.
Yeah, it was really
We
good.
watched like the first episode down in where was he, Texas or something?
Yeah.
Hog hunting or
Well, they did that, and then they were like fish. They went on like and did fishing and
Yeah.
other things. But yeah, I bought his like one of his newer books, like the survival like.
Is it like to kill something and like how to cook it? Is that kind of how
I
it
forget
is?
The title, real quick. Honest, I'm drawing a blank.
Because I know he's big on that. Just whatever he kills, he's going to eat.
James was listening to one of the Joe Rogan episodes. I don't know if it's
Surprise,
new or
surprise.
not. And it was of one of the Alone winners.
Oh yeah.
And so like I was
That's a
like,
good episode.
I was like, what are you listening to? And he was like, well, that show that you've watched before.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But he's like from Lynchburg or something.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a
I don't
local
know,
guy.
James.
Yeah, he's
I didn't hear
local.
that part.
Yeah, no, but he's a badass. He's got his
Yeah.
own little survival camp thing now. He does.
Are you gonna sign up?
I don't know. I feel like I want to, but I feel like I'm big,
Well,
I don't
if
have
you
the
read this book,
cojones.
I found it. It's the Meat Eater Guide to Wilderness Skills and Survival. And so it has a lot of. It's not just like
Give you
he has
like
a-
little
he's like a
tips and
cookbook
tricks.
and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just like general information. Like, hey, if you're out in the woods and hey, you
You
see
need to
this.
start a fire.
Or I think it's more of like, hey, if you need to eat something, don't eat that, eat this, that kind of thing. You know, like if you're
Like what berries to eat.
Yeah, and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very, very like crude. Like it goes into great. Like when you listen to him talk, he goes into a lot of depth about it. But anyways, I thought it would be really.
I mean, B got a lot of good information to have, especially
Yeah.
like what if grocery
you
stores
never
shut
know.
down
Super
again?
well read.
Or if they
Shut
do.
down
Yeah, but
again.
not again. But like, what if we have to go get our own food?
Well,
It's like almost apocalypse type of times,
oh
you know?
my god.
Well, like, what if they shut down everything else and then like not grocery stores? But I mean, what if it happens? Because like I was thinking about it one day, I was like, "Fuck."
You were like, what? am I
Yeah,
gonna
like when we
do?
were talking about like getting a deer and stuff and like splitting that, I was like, well, I don't know how to skin one. I've seen it, but
I'll figure it out.
what am I just you know? Then I don't want to
know,
go.
I'll just go to Rhodes' house.
Then I don't want to go drink some water and get beaver fever or whatever it is.
Beaver fever.
You've never heard of that?
No.
It's Justin Bieber. You know, okay, he's pretty good.
You know, it's just I don't know. Like I forgot the actual term, but it's called beaver.
You
Like,
can just buy one of those straws off Amazon.
well, I mean, this thing we don't have.
It
I'm,
just,
I'm
like,
thinking like hard
filters
times
it.
here. What if we don't
Like,
have
like
this
drinking,
stuff?
Just drinking like the.
You just boil water, put it in your pressure.
What, so make a fire, get a pot, and do it up.
Yeah, boil it.
Okay, well,
And then
that
that
jump
burns out the, or whatever, not burns, but
boils
boils out
kills
the
the bacteria.
Yes, there we go.
So, anyways, if you read this book,
Come
you'll be like,
on.
shout
well,
out to
okay.
Sarah.
Well,
Boy
Sarah's
Scout.
Sarah's just a regular expert.
Well,
now.
I was a Girl Scout growing up.
Was you really?
Yeah,
Like how many years?
I don't know.
I was
For
a Boy
while,
Scout for like
until
2,
I
maybe.
was like, I don't know. I don't
Did you
know.
get all your badges?
I got a lot of badges, I think. I was not very good with selling like Girl Scout cookies. Like that was not my thing.
Because you didn't want to go sit out in front of Walmart and sell them.
We did do that a few times, but I hated those days.
I was gonna say I would hate doing that too. Like I always hate doing that anyway.
Yeah, my best friend though, she
come by
like
these.
growing up, she always sold like so many boxes of cookies. Like it was insane. But not me.
She got her cookie scout badge.
I don't know. She got like I think you got like
I'm sure you get
awards
something.
for it or something. I don't know. But Girl Scout cookies are bomb.
Did
so.
you go on any camping trips?
Yeah. We went camping. One year we went to Hershey Park and camped like out. There's a campground outside of Hershey Park, and
They snuck
Like
in
the amusement park?
No,
Yeah.
they snuck in at night and then
No, we
camped out
didn't.
and like no, I'm just kidding.
no, but we camped out, and then we went to the amusement park the one day, and then we were camping the second night, and it poured. The rain poured, and the water just like came through the tent, obviously, like soaked through. And I guess we were at I don't know if we were at the bottom of the hill or what, but like we just got up in the middle of the night and packed up and drove home. They were like, we're done here.
Good camping trip.
Yeah. But yeah, we went camping a bunch of times. But also, my dad worked for the state park, so we went like camping a lot growing up. So,
Just at the state park?
I mean,
Like actual, like setting up tents and.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You like sleeping on the ground?
No,
I hate it.
I hate it.
So what do you
What?
just get, like air mattress?
No, I mean, like growing
Like a,
up, we just slept on the ground.
Yeah.
But
Like a pad, like a
Just suffer through it?
yeah, we went camping when
Like
we went
a
out to visit my brother.
sleeping bag roll, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. We went camping when we went to visit Josh in California and a few summers ago.
Yeah.
And me and my dad went into like Walmart to grab something like right before we went into Sequoia National Park. And I was like, I really think that we need these blow up mattress pads. And my dad was like, no, we don't. And I was like, yes, we do. Look, they're on sale.
That's weird.
But so we bought two.
Is that what y'all did when y'all hiked Zion and all that? Did y'all actually camp or?
No, we
Just-
stayed. So we hiked Zion during the day.
They don't
and
allow
then-
camping in the park, correct?
I don't know. Maybe not at that time.
No.
Like because it was winter when we went. So I don't know. But we went to Zion and then we drove to Bryce because that's not too far away. And we stayed in a hotel outside of Bryce Canyon. So
No.
worth it. Absolutely. Bryce
To stay
Canyon.
in? Or
Yeah, the hotel was
The
amazing.
hotel.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it was nice, but
No,
or
Bryce,
just Bryce Canyon was.
Bryce
Canyon.
Canyon, yeah. Zion and Bryce Canyon are so close. It's almost like when most people do one, they do the other because they're so close. It's an hour away,
no, it was longer than that.
an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I don't know.
It's close.
I don't
It's close
remember.
enough that if you're going to go all the way out there, you should do both because they're that close. It would be like the easy way to plan a good trip to do both
Yeah.
because you're already out that direction.
I was talking to my cousin Michaela recently, and she wants to travel when she graduates.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, where do you want to go? And she was saying like she wants to go backpacking through like Europe, which her mom and dad are like not super happy about. But then I was like, oh, is that it? And she was like, no, I'd like to go to, there's like a 6 or 7 day like loop, I guess, of like some of the national parks like in Utah, Nevada, and like Arizona. And so like the Grand Canyon, Zion, Bryce Canyon, like all of those. And so I was like, well, me and James can probably do that trip with you. I was just like looking it up because like she told me about it and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but it sounds awesome. So I like looked it up and it looked like Grand Canyon, like the Hoover Dam, which we've seen, but
That'd be cool.
you know, it was just like a loop of like 6 days. Like everything's kind of like planned out, like in the terms of like, here's where you should like start here, make this loop. You can hit all of these national parks, all of that. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. Like, let's get a rental car.
Why
Let's do
not?
it.
I've seen it in like the U.S. There's like a loop or whatever. And you hit like
Yeah.
every major thing you need to see and everything in the U.S.
Yeah.
I always thought that'd be cool when I retired.
Yeah.
If
Well, that's why
if and when.
my parents bought a camper. And so I was like joking with my mom the other day about like, I'm like, Mom, because she is very much like, I'm not going to drive the truck with the camper attached to it. And I'm like, well, then how are you guys going to drive out to Yellowstone and
She-
like do that? She's like, well, your dad's driving. And I'm like, the whole way?
Hell yeah.
Like, no.
she don't want to drive like or pull that, she's
just
nervous
yeah,
about it.
she's just scared. Well, and mainly I think it's more of like, you know, driving through like populated areas. Like she's like, put me on a straight road where it's just like flat and I can just drive straight. But she's a little nervous about like,
Had no stop signs or red lights or anything like that.
yeah, just keep going.
Hmm.
So I'm like, well,
You
that'd
know,
be cool.
you just get scared about driving big things like that.
Do I? I don't
Yeah.
know. I've
Would
never
you do
really
it?
driven it. I mean, yeah, probably if I had to.
Why not?
Why not? Let's rent a U-Haul.
Yeah, I
or
mean, as long
not
as-
a U-Haul. Let's rent an RV and we can do our
I did not want to be in the back of the U-Haul for about 10 hours.
6-day trip. I saw it where Tia had done that after
Who?
the games. Tia
Oh.
had done that after the games. Like they rented like one of those rent RV things or whatever. And they just like drove that all around. I'm like, we should do that. How fun would
Like
that
her
be?
and all the CrossFit friends?
Well, like her and her husband.
Oh.
But like, yeah, us and us.
Just get the gang, just do a big road trip.
How fun would that be?
It wouldn't be that bad.
So yeah, after we finish the games, and then we could just go out there while we're
Right.
out there, right?
Yeah, once
Two
we
for
finish
This is
one.
the year
games.
anyway, so I figured.
This is
All
you
right.
to do it, right?
We got goals for 2021.
2021, first one, make the games,
You heard it here first.
Okay, well.
win the games.
Someone in this room is going to the games, and it ain't me.
Okay. Let's say
So
it like
wiener
this.
dogs. Go there to spectate.
I mean, yeah, win the games, no big deal, right? And then
Right.
the really big, what is it? The cherry on top would just be the vacation.
Right.
So the games will get us there, pay for that, and then it'll all work out.
Get that
I don't
121.
know.
How much you
I kind of
win?
looked at it, but I don't remember how much it was, like to rent the RV kind of thing.
Was it like insanely expensive or
I don't really remember.
just depending on like how many days and all that good stuff?
I don't
Okay,
know.
no idea.
I'll have to
No
follow
ballpark
up. I'll
figure?
have to follow up.
Well,
But
I'd say it'd probably be pretty high.
Probably
I don't know, but how
probably a couple
fun.
thousand
Yeah, I
dollars.
mean, how much is like depending on what type of car you rent, and like if you get a really cheap one or like a real small car, it's not really that bad. Like $30 a day,
Yeah.
$40 plus gas.
Yeah.
guess it depends on mileage and all that stuff too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, how far you driving?
Speaking of traveling, James and I are supposed to go to Grand Cayman in May for our honeymoon that got pushed back a year.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know if you guys have been reading any of the news, but that girl went to Grand Cayman with her boyfriend.
She got quarantined.
Yeah,
no,
well, she didn't
No,
quarantine.
she went out of quarantine and then she got locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
heard about
wait
that.
a minute. Me and James aren't even supposed to go for 14 days. How
Yeah.
are we supposed to go on this trip?
Well, she broke the rules, right?
Yeah, no,
Well-
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, for us, like, if our trip is only a week, like, we can't. I mean, we can quarantine for a week, but then like we
It's awful
won't
kind
do
of them
anything
to-
else.
yeah, it's super nice of the resort to let us quarantine for 2 weeks and then start our honeymoon
Right.
like 3 weeks, no big deal.
So-
2 weeks in a hotel and then
Once you enter the country, you have to quarantine.
yeah.
I mean,
Is
I
that
guess
what it
that's
is?
what it is right now. For
So basically,
for
you
that.
have to plan for like 3 weeks instead of.
well,
I
I don't know
guess.
how that's gonna happen.
I mean, that's not going to work for us.
we might have to just kick the can down the road until it's like the next year or something like that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just have to play it by ear once it gets a little closer. And
But yeah, she fucked up, man. They locked her up, and they don't care, right? Didn't,
I think they
When
went
did, like,
back and
they reduced
did
the
some
sentence, right?
stuff. Yeah.
When it's like 3 months or 6 months, and they reduced
I don't
it.
remember.
I thought they did something like it wasn't like crazy like a
I
year.
thought it was only like a few months. I don't know.
But
if
then
it
they
was
reduced
6.
it for
I thought
her.
it was like 2 to 3 or something like that. But
Yeah, I was like, damn, girl.
I know.
They ain't playing around down there.
But she had like a tracking device or whatever, and
What?
she took it off. Yeah, they gave
What?
her, I think, like a device, and she took it off because
So they chip you like a wild animal.
Wait,
and
the
then they
country
just let you go.
put it on her.
I think so. Like when they flew in, I think that they like put a tracking device like on her and maybe the boyfriend. I don't know.
I wonder what her boyfriend was doing. Did he get?
Did you
Well,
see that?
he got in trouble too, but he went and attended like a jet ski like competition. So that's why she took it off, because she like tested negative, and then she like before she went on the trip, and then I can't remember if she like tested negative again or what, but she just decided like, all right, well, I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna go to this.
Well, you shouldn't have
Jet
done that. You fucked up.
But yeah, so I'm like, all right, James, well, we might have to postpone this trip again.
What was our second option? Or just keep postponing it?
I don't know. I mean, there could probably be any option that we really want. Like in the terms of like, if we changed our mind and like just wanted to do it in the US, we probably could do that.
Yeah, we've talked
But
about
we
doing,
kind of
doing something
like-
like Jackson Hole or doing something like that, or
Right. Like this past May when we postponed the wedding to August, my parents were like, "Whoa, what about the honeymoon? Like, do you want to just push it back a year?" And so we obviously were like, "Yeah, that makes the most sense because we're in a pandemic." And so we pushed it back until May of next year. But at the time they were like, "You guys could go to like Lake Tahoe." I think
Is that
wasn't
Utah?
that a place that they offered? No, it's
Nevada,
Nevada.
I thought that was in California.
Nevada, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a Nevada
So
side and Cal. Anyways,
So, but we kind of both like had agreed,
Google
like,
it. Sorry.
we really just wanted to go to Grand Cayman. Like, we think that that'd be really cool. Not that Lake Tahoe wouldn't be, but we kind of were just like, let's just continue to do that and just postpone it for a year and see what happens. So, but I don't know. I was just thinking about like, well, we're not planning on going for 14 days. So how's this going to work? So we might end up having to postpone or change plans again, which is okay. But
I don't know, the tracking thing seems kind of weird to me. I don't know if I like that.
I don't think I would like that. Like you enter a country and all of a sudden they just put something on you to track you. I mean, I get it, but I'm just like, hey, man.
So
they did that in another country too.
Did you see that documentary with Ryan Reynolds where like he has this condition where he has cancer and then like
He's talking about Deadpool. He's trying to be funny.
they put this thing.
I was like, Ryan Reynolds was in a documentary, and I was like trying to put it together.
I'm pretty sure it was a documentary, right? Yeah. Where they have the things around their neck or whatever. It makes them. Anyways, it's like a tracking device. That's the first thing I, for some reason, thought of. I know they don't put it around your neck, but I was like, is it an ankle bracelet or something?
Yeah.
It's like house arrest.
Yeah, I guess so.
Country arrest.
Country arrest.
Well, I guess that's a real thing
But
too.
I guess
Obviously,
that's your
she got-
choice if you choose to travel during this time in some countries.
Are they the only people doing that or country doing that?
No, I knew earlier on some other country did it too. Because I read about, and I don't remember what country it was. But the same kind of thing, like he had a tracking device and he had to change out the battery every so many days.
Damn.
Like they gave him like a battery and a
Oh, they give him like a sleeve of double A's or something like that. You
No.
just carry it around in your pocket. Here's your fanny pack. Here's your tracker. Okay.
It like plugged in, and then at the end of his 14-day quarantine or whatever, he took it back to wherever he got it installed at.
So you got to share this tracking device with tons of people who are coming into the country, I guess, that are just rotating through. So you get to share a leg hair and share all the other stuff,
Ew.
whatever. I don't know. It's on your
No.
ankle or whatever in your leg.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways.
I wouldn't like it.
We did the tracking when I was driving from my parents' house to her parents' house, and she asked me to share my location on the iPhone.
I wanted to make sure he was safe. It's kind of cool though, because like I would every now and
You never
then,
know out there.
every now and then I'd like pick it up and I'd be like, oh, and then I noticed like,
Oh, look, he's deviated from the track.
no, well, I didn't know what track you were even going. But at one point I was like, oh, you're passing the lake that Chelsea's parents used to have a lake house at. Cool.
Well, I forgot I shared that with her. So when she texted me like, oh, you're passing a lake, and I was like, how the fuck do you know that? I'm like, so looking overhead, and I was like, there's a satellite in the sky. Anyways, yeah,
Did you have an FBI agent?
my personalized
Yeah.
agent
Well, it was
just calling
convenient.
her.
Just calling her.
It was convenient because then it was like, you know, I could see like when you were like outside of Richmond, I'm like, oh, we have time to like take the dogs for a walk. And then,
We can do all this fun stuff before we get to
no, we took the dogs for a walk. And then we got back and Josh was like, where's James? I thought he'd be here by now. I'm like, not yet. Then I tried to log back on and you had turned it off.
Oh. Dude said enough of that.
I think it was just bad signal. Anyways. But yeah, I didn't know it was like real time tracking. I thought it would just be like, oh, here's my, like when we can never figure out how to say like send my location. I don't give you drop you a pin.
Yeah.
Where I thought it was just it'll send you like where you're at anytime like you would log in. But apparently there's a little dot rolling down the road.
Well, it's not like live. Like it like refresh, like you can hit refresh.
But I mean,
So, like,
So
At
like
the-
if I pulled it up, like if I pulled it up and you were past, like Lauren was at McAdoo's, I could hit refresh, and if she's still sitting at McAdoo's, it still says like McAdoo. Well, I don't. It's not going to say McAdoo's, but whatever. But
was
then
not
if
that
she was
location.
like driving down this way, so say she was like passing CVS,
Shut
and I like refreshed it, then like the dot would have moved to like in front of CVS. So it's not like live. I don't think. Like I don't think it picks it up and like the dots like.
Yeah, so
moving
like
down
it only
the
hits it
road.
like it'll tell you right then and there, and then if you hit refresh, if she went 20 miles down the road,
Right.
then it's there, and it's locked in until you hit refresh again.
I think.
That
That's
makes
how it
sense.
was when I looked at it.
Soon it'll be
but-
like Google Street View, where like they'll drop a pin, and then they'll be like, "All right, do you want to see where they
Inside
are
the
in the
car.
Street View?" And then it'll like drop a pin, and then be like, "Oh, that guy's walking out of the Maccabees, and all right, he's into his car." And then, anyways,
Like live camera footage.
that's
if you
only
just-
that's
Here
what,
he is.
That's like next year, right? Because it's
It's probably gonna be
how
here
fast
right.
things-
It's probably here right now.
yeah,
Just
you're right.
they
It's
haven't
probably,
released that
government's probably doing
technology
that right now, like you
to
know.
us public people right now. But yeah, that's what the CIA and stuff is doing. Though.
God, my FBI agent is gonna be really disappointed. Well,
Start
look,
texting our
doing the
phones.
Same thing. Yeah.
Stop talking about that stuff. You weren't supposed to tell anyone yet.
Oh, Hank, if you're listening, appreciate it. Oh, sorry. He's not really listening. I don't think so. He's probably not named Hank.
Probably not.
Could be.
That's too casual for FBI. I don't know.
Well. Anyway,
Anyway.
anything else we need to discuss? Conspiracy theories, aliens.
Whoa.
Okay, conspiracy theories. I'm in. No.
Aliens.
Yeah. Right, have you been enjoying your CBD?
Yeah.
You like notice any different?
Yeah, like.
That's not conspiracy theory, by the way. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, we can talk about that 180 countdown thing the USA has to do to release aliens. Did you see that?
No.
They put it in a stimulus bill.
That
USA has to release. They have 180 days to talk about or release all the info on aliens.
what?
Mm-hmm. It was in that 5,000 page document.
Yeah, why was that 5,000 pages?
Because there's a lot of
To
shit
give
in
us
there.
That's what they do.
$600.
They throw in shit in there trying to get it passed and just random bullshit.
So they have 160 days to tell us if there's aliens or
Yeah,
not.
I don't know exactly if it got passed or whatever, but it was somebody threw that in that bill,
What?
and it was part of it. Like, hey, yeah, release all your info on aliens.
So they hand you $600 and they
Is
say,
that
by the
real
way,
life?
ET is real.
That's
Yeah,
what
it was
we're
like the New York Times
That's
posted
what
it, I
we're
think.
worried about.
Yeah, the other life out there. But anyway,
Do you think there's other life out there?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean,
Like aliens wise or like ghosts wise?
I don't believe in ghosts.
What about
What? Why'd you look at me
alien
like that?
ghosts?
I mean, like space and all that's just so huge. There's got to be something out there.
Have you ever been on a ghost tour?
Oh, like in 6th and 7th grade, you go on those field trips. Did y'all do that? Like,
Where?
well, like, all right, oh, okay.
Field trip, yes.
Yes, I've been on a field trip.
Well, like, no, all right, like, no, in 6th grade, they would take the 6th and 7th grade to like Jamestown and
Oh,
Williamsburg,
yeah.
and then the opposite, you would go to DC,
Okay.
like the next year.
Yes, we did those
But I
all the
think-
time because we live very close to
Okay,
them.
well, that's how we did it. But I think, yeah, we went to Williamsburg.
So it wasn't even a
They
big
took us
deal.
on like a ghost tour in Williamsburg or whatever.
Okay. And
a ghost tour in Williamsburg?
I think so,
anywhere,
yeah.
And no ghosts popped up.
I was never scared or anything. I just remember just walking through there like, cool.
I don't know. I have a hard time not like I don't say that I don't believe in ghosts, but I can't say that like I believe in ghosts.
So you're sitting on the fence.
Yeah, like I've gone on a few ghost tours in my life.
Was that why you think? Because of the ghost tours, or you actually have a ghost story?
No, because
Dun, 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 dun,
well, I mean, so
Dun, dun,
I went.
dun, dun.
So we went on a ghost tour, and I had an aunt and uncle that lived out in Colorado, and we went to some, I don't know, town, and they had like a haunted house, or not a haunted house, but like some old house that you could tour, So we toured it, but it was like a ghost tour. And so it was me, my mom and my dad, my aunt, my uncle, and then I think like my one other aunt and uncle who lived in Michigan, but we were all like there together. And so we're doing this tour, and she's telling us about like things, apparitions, ghosts, all that. Anyway, so we're like standing at the bottom of these stairs, and she tells us like, yeah, like if you look up these stairs, like some people have been known to see like, a ghost like staring, So we're all like, what? And so we're like looking up at the stairs, whatever, we're like, oh, okay, none of us see anything, whatever. So we go to like go up the stairs, and my aunt, like feels someone like touch her back, like tap her back. And she turns around and she's like, Stan, who's my uncle. She's like, Stan, quit tapping me. Well, my uncle Stan was like at the very back of the line, like not even close to her, you know, and no one was close to her. And like none of us were, like she was like the first one up the stairs and all of us like hadn't started going up the stairs yet.
Yeah.
And she's like, quit tapping me. And we're like, no one's touching you. And she got super freaked out. Like it was super creepy. So then we go into this like next room and she's like, we're done here. Like, we need to leave. It is time to go. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, we really need to leave. Like, you know, kind of thing. So, like, I can't say that I don't, you know? I mean, it didn't directly happen to me, you know? But it, like...
So, just because of that, does your aunt think there's ghosts?
I don't know.
She also showed me
Or was like your mom playing tricks on you?
photo. Did she show you the photo this weekend at Christmas? At your parents' house on Christmas?
Did I?
Did she show you a photo at Christmas?
My aunt?
Yeah. So she's
Oh, of that house?
No. Like she sent me. She works in a hospital, right? Doesn't she work? She's a nurse, or
Aunt Darla.
yeah, works at a hospital, right?
This is a different aunt.
Oh, sorry.
But Aunt Darla used to work in a hospital.
Oh, she sent me a photo of like where one of her friends was a nurse. It was like one of those where she was the only nurse on this one floor.
Wait, Aunt Darla just texted you randomly?
No, I was sitting next to her.
Yeah.
Pause.
Hey, James. It's your auntie.
She was sitting next to me on the couch while I was at your house.
Okay. That's accurate.
Oh, that's accurate.
I like to text them.
It's been verified, like Twitter. Like I get the blue check for that.
And she sent you a picture? She
She
didn't
showed
show
me-
me anything.
Okay, well you don't get to know then.
No, tell me.
She showed me a
I don't
photo
even
of
know.
like where one of her friends took a photo of a monitor, like a what is it, CCTV or security camera footage, where she's sitting in the hotel. She's sitting in like the nurse's station.
Yeah.
And she's at the corner and like there's two hallways and it's like this old hotel that they're like, it's all haunted. And of course, like this old hotel. And then there's a photo of a random wheelchair that just wheels out into the middle of the aisle. And she's not able to see it. She can see, she's like looking at all these TVs that have like all the monitors for all the patients and stuff. And then above it, there's all these monitors for like the
empty
hallway.
stuff.
So you can look down this hallway at the TV and you can see the feed that goes down this hallway. You can look at the next TV has the opposite hallway. So like she's at like the corner. So the cameras are looking kind of back. Like where the corner is, the cameras are right above her. So they're looking back, the hallway's down around. So she can't see down the hallway. And there's supposedly a wheelchair that rolls out and then is in the middle. And then they take a video of it and there's this like bright white light inside
like an orb.
or something. Like
Those are things.
inside
always seen it with ghost hunters.
inside the wheelchair or whatever sitting there. And so I guess she took a photo and I just passed it around and they're like, yeah, no one wants to work in that place anymore. I'm like, well, I can imagine, I guess. But I thought that was the same aunt, so different story. So you got folks that they should have a TV
aunts.
show, the Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Looking your Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
I always thought that Ghost Hunter show was kind of lame. It's like, oh, it's like you're talking about. Oh, look at the orb. We see it in the camera.
Well,
And
that's
it's like,
what
come
they
on,
do on
man.
a
That's
lot
probably
of-
like a piece of dust.
On like a lot of ghost tours. Speaking of which, James and I took a ghost tour on our honeymoon when we went to where'd we go? Wilmington.
What?
I want like Nashville.
Forgot about that.
But
Forgot
I'm
about
like,
that
we
already.
Did not go there.
Did you go to Nashville with someone else?
No.
That was my other marriage.
So we took a ghost tour because I'm
This is a weird time to tell me on a podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Just thought I'd put it all out.
very much
It's
like
like therapy.
this is cool. Like I don't know. I think ghost tours are kind of cool.
Right, so a ghost story in Wilmington.
Yeah,
Or ghost tour.
We went on a ghost tour in Wilmington, and it was like very COVID friendly. You know, there wasn't that many of us like that went on it. We had to wear masks unless we were able to keep like social distancing, and then we didn't have to. You know. So, anyways, we're walking around. There's like they have like a specific like loop, you know,
Route,
to walk. Yeah, route. And
Route.
James he was like just a little bit in front of me. And because I don't know what I was looking at. But anyways, there was this house and literally every light in this house was on. And I'm like, dang. So I called out to James and I'm like, they must be afraid of the dark. Every light in the house is on. Like the third floor, the second floor,
Yeah.
the basement, every single light. So whatever, we keep going. We go on the route, you know. We're walking back down the same street, but the opposite side. And the guy's like, all right, we're going to stop here and we're going to talk about this house over here. And it was the house that I said, oh my God, they must be afraid of the dark because every light in the house on. Anyway, so that he goes to tell us this story, like story of like how it's haunted by this ghost.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I'm like, see, I had like this weird.
Why was it haunted?
feeling.
Like the ghost, like
It was
He
like
got-
the rocking chair
So, like,
story.
he got
Story
left
go-
in the basement. And,
Story goes is that this woman who owned the house, and I guess lived there. Her family died or something like that, and she lived there. She was the only one, and the
House like sold.
or
She died somehow.
like she like died in the house or something like that. Like she was like the last surviving member of the family, and she was known for, I guess, a routine of being out on like the porch or like in this
like
rocking
sitting in a
chair.
rocking chair. She was also like really cold, and so she would like turn up the heat or something.
Yeah, or like all everyone would say like they go to the house like the heat's like always cranking and stuff like that. Anyways, she dies, and the guy
That bought the
the
house.
guy that bought the house was living in the house, and I can't remember. They film a lot of movies in Wilmington, and I guess he was he worked on the set, or he was someone high enough that they're gonna be doing this movie for a year. So he's like, I'll buy a house or I'll rent the house. I can't remember what it was, but he's living there. And then things start happening like in the house. Like he hears like a chair rocking, and he thinks it's the wind. It's an older, draftier house kind of thing, and that's that kind of thing where he hears little noises and stuff. And then things like doors start closing and stuff like that. Where like the
telling you gotta do
I guess
some
I can't remember how it came. It was like someone was saying that that like the rumor was that you had to keep this house. You had to keep throwing coal, but
they
used to use coal or something.
Yeah,
I think
the lady used to use coal to like heat up her house. So he like brought her like a gift of like a bag of coal or whatever, and like put it beside the rocking chair.
And if it didn't
then something with like an Afghan, like a blanket, like he kept it draped over the chair.
Bring it to this chair or whatever. So all the crazy shit stopped happening
when he would
put
do
the
these
heat on,
things.
or he'd put like extra coal, or he'd bring out like the blanket and stuff. And all that weird stuff would happen. But anytime it got cold, or like something like that, or something, he moved something in the house, and it would be anyways. So he did that for like 5 years, and then I think like either it escalated or something like that, or like more things happened, and
like it escalated.
I think he just moved.
Escalated as in like he like just more things happened, and he kept living in the house.
I was like, why is this dude still staying there?
Because he became friends with her.
I guess. And he's at like 5 years or something like that, and then the next people did the same, like had the same issue. Like he was like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to put a thing of coal by this chair, otherwise it'll start rocking, or you got to put a blanket on this chair, and people were probably like, "Wait, what the fuck?" But that's how I guess it continued on. So
yeah. Anyways,
that's the rumor.
So
Well, you know Dan Aykroyd, right?
Dan Aykroyd's really into the
he's really into this stuff, and like he's actually said he did the
Paranormal
hippity
Experience.
hippity dippity with a ghost.
what?
Yeah, and I think he was on a Joe Rogan podcast. I was like, how does I say this? But no, he said something about like I forgot if he was how old he was. I thought he was like his teenage years, yeah. But he got into bed one night and he was going to sleep and he felt it like he'd always knew it was there or something, but it came up against him and it started kind of like getting a little frisky, with him.
You'll never see him the same again.
Yeah,
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Ghostbusters.
What? Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, okay.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but he's like big time into all that stuff, and he had a bunch of different
No
stories.
wonder he did Ghostbusters.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, I like Dan. Is he telling the truth here though?
Right.
But why would he just make that up? I mean, why?
I don't know. That's not something you would want to make up, I feel like.
I mean, and then why would you just go out and telling it to everybody? I mean, something. I don't
It's
know.
probably something you keep to yourself.
All right. I mean, it's someone a ghost trying to get fresh with me. Hey, James,
Get out.
James, guess what happened last night to me?
I told him to shove it.
Okay, so we got a little off topic. We were about to start talking about aliens and why you believe in aliens.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, because it seems like now in 2020, we're getting more information on aliens all the time, right?
I don't know. Are we?
Well, like the Pentagon.
I don't really follow.
Okay, well, the Pentagon
aliens.
released something they found like planes or materials not made from this planet. Like some guy from the Pentagon said
Well, it's
that.
like the Air Force guy that recently, and I can't remember the guy's name.
I haven't heard any.
He was
of
on the
this.
Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah,
It's probably not true.
Colonel.
He's a vetted dude. Like a
Yeah,
legit dude.
and he
He's,
actually
like,
saw
served his
it
whole
and
career.
followed it.
And then
It looks like a Tic Tac,
multiple other people have
What
seen
looks like a TikTok?
an alien
The-
ship.
Oh,
whatever.
But
it
like the
was.
way it was like moving and
But
stuff.
it dropped like it dropped like 1,000 feet in a second or something like
Yeah.
that, which would kill a person if it was an actual
and there's
person,
nothing
but
on
there's
Earth that we
way
can
it
make
move
that-
way. But yeah, and the guy was like he'd spent his entire career in the Air Force, so he's not like just a
and
random
he's like,
dude.
there's aliens.
Yeah, and he's vetted.
Yeah.
I mean, like everyone's like, yeah,
I'm
this
gonna
dude's
have to
legit.
Google this,
Fabric?
'cause you guys aren't selling
Fabric?
me.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
Lauren, can you Google that for us real quick? Fabric?
That's his last name. The
Yeah.
guy who believes in aliens.
Well, no, he's. I don't think he
you're gonna
really.
get a lot of results.
I don't think he really took a stance. Well, he said like there's something out there, but he didn't really say like, hey.
But that, yeah, that's. I mean,
I
you
went
could
out there and
say,
punched
hey, by
one in the
way,
face
there's
like
an
Will
alien.
Smith.
But
But no, he was
I
like,
get
like,
cold.
and there was other more videos that came out of them actually like watching these things. Other jet pilots like saying, I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell this thing is, and the way it's moving.
it was corroborated by like 10 other pilots or something like that. Where,
Yeah.
like, they're like, we've all seen the same thing. We just don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah, and they were
But-
not calling him out by any means. They're just like,
But so there's
yeah.
like
so
stuff
the
like that they can't explain.
stimulus bill says you need to tell us everything about.
there's
You have
180 days.
They're gonna
tell us.
If that got passed, I'm not 100%.
They're going to pay $600 to everyone to.
I think we are
not
getting the 600
learn about
though.
it.
They're gonna pay us $600 to
To not-
Google it ourselves.
Right.
But then, who's the guy from Bob?
Burger.
No, he worked at Area 51.
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah. him.
And he, but he's real like he worked at, and there was like an extra portion of Area 51, like a SR7.
Right. Yeah. The
Starts with a
super
F.
secret area or something of Area
Is what
51.
they're saying. I don't know.
But
Yeah.
Guys, the Google search is coming up.
Hold on.
empty, I think.
Let's come up with what? Etsy?
Empty.
Oh.
Etsy.
Like you went way off the rails there.
Well,
What I can't remember. Or didn't they find like evidence of like water on Mars or something like that recently?
was that weird?
Well, I mean, water is essentially you can't have life on a planet without water.
Right.
Well, I guess life as we know it, I guess. But like Chill was saying, like if there's all that, all these galaxies and all this stuff, it's crazy to think that we would be the only one out of all
Okay,
that.
almost
billions.
all water on Mars today exists as ice.
Okay, it's water though.
Right. No, I'm not disagreeing.
So, anyways, Matt Damon was on Mars in that movie documentary. Sorry, and
James.
that was after he did
Fravor.
Fravor. Okay,
David Fravor. There we go. Found it.
but yeah, I don't know. I kind of.
I mean, I go back and forth.
I want to believe that they couldn't this massive, insano, large universe galaxy that we're in that would be the only ones. It's crazy to
But
think.
it's just kind of weird that they keep throwing out new stuff all the time now, especially nowadays. And it's like, what's that old story back in the 50s? Barney and Bailey? Mars Hill? They actually one of them got abducted.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is news to me.
Mars Hill? Bailey Mars? Barney?
Dude, I'm drawing a blank.
Nah, I'm not, man. Every time I start talking about this stuff, I forget everything when I start talking. But there's like it was back in the 50s or 60s. They actually got, I think her husband got abducted and came back, and there's actually like a big like FBI coming to him and stuff like that. But I don't know, could be. I mean, I'm kind of on the fence, but I'm more on the. There's got to be something else, right?
So if you were to rate alien movies, Men in Black would be the greatest movie ever, or not ever. Any alien movie, would that be the greatest one ever?
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just sticking around.
I don't know that. There's a lot of good ones out there, though.
Let's name some alien movies.
Well, Alien.
Independence
Oh.
Day.
Oh, I watched that
Probably
Sunday
one of
night.
the better ones, right?
Oh
That's a
man,
classic.
that holds up too,
See,
man. I
that's
watched
what
it
I
Sunday.
was
I was
thinking.
into it, man. The Alien series is really good.
Yeah. How many alien movies is Will
Oh, I think-
Smith in?
Well, he likes that type of stuff,
Oh.
all sci-fi and stuff. He's always in movies like that.
Well, he's in at least two of them.
Yeah. Well, at least.
Have you seen I Am Legend with him in
Yeah.
it? Yeah, that's a badass movie too.
That's not really alien, but it's
Well, yeah, I just watched it. We're talking about Will Smith. I watched that like right during COVID quarantine. I was like, man, it's kind of weird.
Do you feel like you've watched more movies throughout quarantine than ever before?
I don't know about ever before, but I was trying to watch a lot of movies, and I was actually writing ones I wrote down. And just
So what are you at?
well, I stopped when we actually went back to work, but
okay.
yeah, but I was actually writing every movie down I was watching.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah. I was telling James right now I'm going through all the Marvel movies in order.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah. So I just watched Ant-Man today.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. I think
I
it's
don't know
about.
if
I'm
that's
probably a
the
little
one
halfway.
I don't know if I saw Ant-Man.
With the dude from what's his name?
I
Paul
don't
Rudd.
know.
Paul
I
Rudd.
can't remember. Actually, I might have. But anyways,
So wait, are you a believer in aliens or no?
I don't know.
Are you on the fence?
I don't even
Ghost,
know if I can
fence.
really say I'm on the fence.
Aliens.
Do you know who Terry Vers is?
No.
He was an astronaut, just came back from like the space station or whatever,
Yeah.
and he got asked the same question.
And
Well, I don't want this to get in like religion or anything, but he was saying that it feels like we were designed with a purpose, and that he kind of was like saying like we were designed by God, obviously, and
yeah.
but he don't think there is. But he also didn't say 100% there's
couldn't
not. But
100% rule it
he said it seems like there's too much of us, just the way we work and the way things are, that
That there
there's probably
can't be
not. And there,
aliens?
huh?
That there can't be.
There
aliens?
can be aliens, and like, because like I think Elon Musk thinks that we're in a simulation, and then did you know
Like
that?
the Matrix.
It's like that movie, or isn't there a TV show or show on Netflix?
That talks about
Like
simulation.
Black Mirror.
Oh yeah,
one of
that's a good
those.
one. Man. That's freaky.
I didn't watch
Because
it.
you should like that. It's
Maybe.
like type of murder
I
stuff,
need a
and
new-
plus like
I need
sci-fi,
a
like
new
technology,
show.
and you're like,
I
that
just
actually could be
binged-
kind of real.
I just binged Bridgerton, so.
But no, like I think Elon thinks we're really in a simulation, or he thinks that an alien species gave us a jump start and brought us to this planet, and
That's what Elon Musk thinks?
it's him or somebody else. Elon thinks we're in a simulation. I think somebody else thinks that we were jump started by another alien civilization.
I don't know.
I can't remember exactly the
I
details.
can't. What were we supposed to say in our Halloween?
I can't confirm.
I can't confirm or deny
I
this.
can't confirm or deny this.
Well, I can't
I
either,
don't know.
but it's
I don't
interesting
really
to think
know-
about.
Yeah, I don't really know where my thoughts are. I guess I haven't really
Thought about it?
done a lot of research on
Aliens.
aliens. I mean, there's nothing.
Well, it's clear that I haven't done
I mean, but there's nothing that is I haven't had any personal experiences with aliens that
That's
would
nice.
make me think oh my God, I think I saw a UFO last night. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
For me to, or even research to be I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying there's not, but I'm not saying that there is.
What do you think? Believing in aliens is more far-fetched than ghosts?
She's already on the fence on ghosts.
Yeah, I mean,
So
or
are
like if you had to
aliens.
pick one, like which one is 100% true?
Like ghosts
If
and
you
aliens.
did.
I don't
Like for
know.
me, I'm saying aliens is more believable than ghost.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't.
Oh.
What about you? You got one, James?
What if I believe in aliens
Or ghosts or
ghosts.
any have you been visited?
I have
God.
not been visited. I have not been visited. Yeah, and like I said, I would like to believe that we're not the only ones out there, just because it seems
Well,
like
why wouldn't aliens have made contact with us?
Well, there's been a couple things like they've got a couple signals and stuff, but I've
What
never
kind
heard.
of signal?
I don't know. It was like
a
radio
wave?
waves and stuff, and like from other planets. I've seen articles, but like then
are
that's
they
all. Then it just dies out. You
Are
never.
they credible resources?
Yeah, I mean, from what I read, it was like IGN
like
and stuff, and they were
NASA?
talking. It was like a journalist writing about it, and like so I don't know if like NASA's. I don't know if NASA put something out there.
I don't know.
Somebody else put something out there that they thought alien civilizations. There's tons out there, but they all have already destroyed themselves because their technology got too advanced and
All right.
so.
they blew themselves up.
I'm gonna say
can't.
I'm gonna say on the fence for. Well,
You
Sarah's
guys,
on
are
the fence.
you guys are taking me down notches.
Oh, well, I'm not saying like
the opposite notch.
Oh,
So Sarah's on the
Could be
fence for
true.
ghosts. I'll say, how about I'm on the fence for aliens?
Hey.
Are you on the fence for ghosts?
I don't know. I've never
What
had
was it?
any
he
experience.
took a pillow out of here
My
to go rip
jacket.
up. Yeah, your jacket.
My shoe.
I've never had any experience or anything like that. Like I would say maybe similar to aliens, but
Like you're on the
Yes.
fence for both,
I guess so.
or
I
you're
mean,
on the fence for one and not the other.
I guess I could say for both. I haven't had any experience like your family's had or anything like that with anything like that.
I mean, I
I've
don't
heard
know
a
if
lot of
like
stuff. I kind of like piques my curiosity and like,
Yeah.
goes
That's for
down-
me. Like,
that
I really like,
scratches that
ooh, I
itch
want to
in
know
my
more.
Brain
Like,
that wants to
Right.
know about that stuff. But
I want it to be true, but I don't want it to be true too.
that's like the conspiracy theories we talked about.
Yeah.
Like, that part of my brain, like just I don't know, I scratches an itch.
yeah,
What about Bigfoot?
no,
No,
I
nothing.
don't think there's a Bigfoot. I don't think there's a. What's the other one called?
Loch Ness Monster.
What?
Loch Ness Monster?
Monster?
You don't think there's anything like
I
that?
don't think so.
I'm
I'm gonna say no to both of those.
I think that there's it's probably not. It's probably what it is either, you hear a lot of stories about, oh, I saw it in the woods and it was dark and, there was a flash of light. I'm like,
There's never
okay.
been true evidence.
could
What was
be-
that show that we watched that had like weird encounters or whatever? Like, and
third
one of
kind.
them was like Bigfoot. Like this woman thought she saw Bigfoot, and then
Right.
There's
she
probably
went to
tons
take
of
the
those.
picture, and like her phone, like
Just
the
magically.
picture, yeah,
got distorted.
Yeah,
It's like they play it, and obviously it's a television show, but like they play it up and then they show the photo and it's like, did you take this with a Polaroid camera? Like it looks terrible. It looks like a potato. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. I also think about it in the same vein as, okay, maybe like the Loch Ness monster is not real, but like the ocean is less. Isn't that the statistic that we know more
We haven't
about
seen this-
space than we do about
the ocean?
what the ocean is?
which is
Because we
Crazy
can't
to
go
think
down
about,
to so
which is-
far in the
which is
ocean. We
Crazy to
don't-
think about how big when we were talking about aliens, how massive a galaxy is, but we don't. We know less about the ocean than we do about.
I don't know. You know that movie?
So there could be stuff that we just don't know about.
See, and that's what I keep thinking. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be something.
What was that movie
That James Cameron
Maybe
hasn't
it
found
was
Huh?
that movie that where it was like different dimensions and
Are you talking about the monster movie?
no
Different dimensions.
with space.
Oh, with space.
Oh my
shit.
gosh!
Oh.
Isn't there
Matt
20
Damon.
Interstellar.
What?
Interstellar.
With Matthew McConaughey?
Yes, Matt Stellar. Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's a
was
cool movie.
like, I don't know what is happening right now. Like this black hole, and then there's this, and then it's
like that
and I'm like,
time continuum
what?
and all that stuff. And
My brain doesn't understand.
Yeah, you can go real down a
Yeah.
dark hole and you're like, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Unless you're just like a completely, astrologist or is that the people who study space?
yeah. I mean, I guess back to like the Bigfoot and stuff. I bet there's probably stuff that we just don't know about that people will, oh my gosh, that was a Loch Ness monster because I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Or every once in a while you see like a video of like a crazy big like squid or something like that they've never seen
Like a
anything
huge
like
octopus
that.
or
that came
something.
out
Like-
of nowhere.
Oh, they're like
Or
it's like
depths
a
of the
camera
sea.
on like a joint and a oil pipeline or
Yeah.
oil
Rig,
well or something
yeah.
like that. So it's like at the absolute depth of the bottom of the ocean, and then you have this massive thing float by. They're like, well, we've never seen anything like that before. So is it a squid or whatever? It's kind of so. I mean, I guess that could kind of be the same. That's the way I think about it. Someone who saw Bigfoot probably saw something that you
Like a huge bear and they just,
Yeah,
because they can stand
or-
up on their back feet. And,
Yeah, I mean, like some of them,
Yeah.
like in like 10 feet, 12 feet, 6 feet. Like they can be very large. So like if you're 5 foot,
Right.
and then there's something that's 12 foot, that is probably not going to be like when someone says like, oh, there's like a 10-foot bear or like a 12-foot bear, like this is really stupid. This maybe sound like maybe this is dumb. I was thinking of like, oh, a basketball hoop is how high?
10 feet.
10 feet. So I always look at I look at like, is that higher than a basketball hoop? Like a bear is 12 feet tall, and when they stand up, their head is above the rim. I'm like, that's fucking big.
Yeah,
Like
fucking
that's
huge.
insane. Or like when someone says, oh, it's like 30 feet.
So
I
you're
don't-
saying that's
my
what
unit of
people
measurement is
might
not always
see?
basketball hoops, but
Yeah, like when people get out in the dark and stuff and actually see a huge
Yeah.
fucking
But
bear.
yeah,
and
you
it's like,
can't-
that was Bigfoot. And it was like, nah, it's probably just a big bear.
Yeah.
right. Or something they had not seen, or like an animal that was maybe not native to the area, but that's like I heard that statistic that there's more tigers in captivity in Texas than there are anywhere.
Yeah, it's
in
like the
world.
entire U.S.
So
Like
if
there's
someone
everything in Texas.
Didn't that? Well, yeah.
Like you can get all them like exotic animals for whatever reason.
But like, let's say, for example, like if it, this is very rare, but tiger is probably a common enough animal. But let's say someone in Texas had an animal that is really hard to get in another part of the world, and then someone who doesn't know that animal exists, it gets loose or something like that, and like, you know, runs around in their property and like, I saw the chupacabra. Like, no, it was not the chupacabra, probably, but
Easy, buddy.
so.
I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of cool, like, thinking about that stuff, I think, sometimes. For me, anyway. I don't know about y'all.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's, like, weird by any means. Like, I think it's definitely, like, thoughts that I've had. Like, man, what do I think about this? But I don't know.
Yeah, especially, like, when it comes up and, like, I'm by myself listening to it. I was like, wait, let me pause this for a minute.
Right. Let me think about
it. Wait, I don't know. I don't want to just do it because they're saying it's true. But, like, that's the reason I do want it to be true, but I don't want it to be true.
Right.
Like, what if, like, the world couldn't handle it? Like, what if it, you know, what's that movie Mars Attacks? And they just show up and everyone's just like, oh, fuck. Or, like, Independence Day.
Right.
Even.
Well, so, yeah, it's kind of like shattering to like your maybe your image of like, hey, we're like the apex predator of like there's we're like the highest form of intelligence.
Yeah.
So to think that there's something bigger and better out there, or bigger and badder out there, kind of thing, is scary. So the like on some primal sense of like the pecking order. If there's something out there that's smarter than us, then it's decided that it's not going to fuck with us or something like that. I don't know. If that makes sense.
No, it does. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Just makes you just keep wondering what's out there. But anyway. Sorry. I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah, same.
We'll close this up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hey, we're all good.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and good stuff. And
Thank you for having us over.
Yeah, you're very welcome. What
Yeah.
are you supposed to say? Happy New Year, like best wishes, or what is like the? Ain't there like a saying for it? Or am I just making something up
I
here?
think you're making it up.
I thought you
can't Google
Merry
it.
New Year.
Merry
Happy
New Year. I think
Christmas.
that was it. You got
No,
it.
I
New
don't
Year.
think that's it.
Okay. Well. Anyway.
Good
Thank
luck.
y'all. Good luck 2021. Here's to it. If I had another drink.
Yeah. We'll have another one.
All right, we'll have another one. Yeah. We'll just make the best of it. So anyway, thank y'all again. And
Yeah, thank you.
okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.